Did you know that there are people who give off an impression of wealth and elegance without even opening their mouths? It's true. While many people spend fortunes trying to appear prosperous, some people manage to convey this feeling of abundance through small details that make all the difference. What if I told you that you too can develop this striking presence using simple strategies that anyone can apply in their daily lives? The difference between those who truly impress and those who just try to impress lies in the small habits and choices we make every day. It's not about having the most expensive car or the most expensive clothes in the store. It's about understanding that true elegance comes from within and manifests itself through attitudes, personal care, and a special way of presenting yourself to the world. Today, I'm going to share with you 8 surefire signs that make anyone look prosperous and successful, even without spending a lot of money. These are secrets that I've observed over the years studying people who naturally attract positive attention wherever they go. If you don't learn these principles, you may continue to go unnoticed or even project an image that doesn't represent who you really are. But if you apply what I'm going to teach you today, people will start to see you in a different light, respecting your presence and your opinions more. Stay until the end because the last tip is the most powerful of all. Tip 1. Impeccable posture in any situation. The first thing people notice about you, even before you say a word, is how you hold yourself in a space. People who give off an impression of prosperity have one thing in common. They have mastered the art of body posture. I'm not talking about standing rigid like a soldier, but rather having a conscious and elegant presence. The problem many people face is carrying the weight of their worries on their shoulders, literally. We spend so much time looking down, whether at our phones or lost in our thoughts, that our posture reflects exactly that, a person hunched over by the weight of life. Prosperous people, on the other hand, walk as if the world is their personal stage. The transformation begins with a simple exercise you can do right now. Imagine there is an invisible string pulling the top of your head toward the sky. Your shoulders will naturally pull back, your chest will open slightly, and your chin will be parallel to the floor. It's not about arrogance, it's about taking your place with dignity and confidence. When you enter a room with this posture, people automatically notice that there is something different about you. It is as if you carry a special energy, an inner security that manifests itself through your body. Practice this when walking down the street, when entering a store, when talking to other people. The benefits are immediate. You feel more confident, people treat you with more respect, and your own energy changes completely. Plus, good posture improves your breathing, reduces back pain, and even positively influences your emotional state. It's amazing how something so simple can have such a profound impact on the way others see us. Tip 2. Take exceptional care with personal details. People who exude prosperity understand that elegance lies in the small details that many overlook. It's not about using expensive products, but about maintaining a consistent standard of personal care that demonstrates respect for yourself and others. The biggest mistake I see many people make is focusing only on what is most visible and forgetting about the details that really make a difference. Dirty or unkempt nails, unkempt hair, yellow teeth, or wrinkled clothes are all signs that scream sloppiness, regardless of the value of the clothes you are wearing. The transformation begins with a simple but consistent routine. Keep your nails clean and well trimmed, even if you don't have a professional manicure. Take care of your hair regularly, keeping it clean and styled in a way that suits your lifestyle. Brush your teeth well and floss daily because a well-groomed smile is one of the greatest signs of prosperity. When it comes to clothes, the key is not the price, but the maintenance. A simple, well-ironed and well-maintained shirt makes a much bigger impact than an expensive but wrinkled garment. Spend a few minutes of your day taking care of these basics because they say a lot about your character and values. When you master these basics, people will naturally begin to see you as someone who is organized and prosperous. It's as if you're sending a silent message that you have your life under control, that you value yourself, and that you deserve to be respected. These small investments in yourself generate huge returns in the way others perceive you and treat you on a daily basis. Tip 3. Confident and welcoming body language. The third characteristic of people who naturally convey an impression of prosperity is their mastery of nonverbal communication. They know that more than half of our communication happens through our bodies, gestures, and facial expressions, long before the words are spoken. The problem is that many people develop body habits that convey insecurity, nervousness, or even aggression without realizing it. Constantly crossing your arms, avoiding eye contact, gesturing exaggeratedly, or fidgeting with objects nervously are signs that push people away and diminish your presence. Prosperous people have controlled and purposeful gestures. They maintain adequate eye contact during conversations, neither too intense to the point of intimidation, nor so little that it seems disinterested. Their gestures are calm and complement their words in a natural way. When they greet someone, they do so with firmness and presence, conveying security and respect. To develop this skill, start by observing your own habits. Record yourself talking or ask someone you trust to give you honest feedback on your body language. Practice keeping your arms relaxed at your sides or gesturing softly. Practice eye contact by looking people directly in the eye during conversations, but without staring in an intimidating way. The result of this transformation is impressive. People begin to trust you more, feel more comfortable in your presence, and are naturally drawn to your company. You begin to transmit an energy of leadership and prosperity that makes others want to be around you and value your opinions and suggestions. Hey, before we move on to the next tip, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing what city you're from. Now let's move on to the next tip, which is one of the most important. Tip 4. Clear and slow. Speaking people who transmit prosperity have a striking characteristic in the way they communicate. They speak clearly, calmly, and with purpose. It's not about having a deep or high-pitched voice, but about mastering the rhythm and intention behind each word they speak. The biggest problem I see is people speaking too quickly, as if they are afraid of losing the other person's attention, or speaking so quietly that no one can understand them properly. Others speak too loudly, thinking that volume is synonymous with authority. Prosperous people understand that true strength lies in the conscious modulation of the voice. Transformation begins with your breathing. Before you speak, take a deep breath and allow your words to come out calmly and with intention. Practice speaking a little slower than your natural pace, pausing slightly between sentences. This not only makes your speech clearer, but it also shows that you are confident in what you are saying. Enunciate each word clearly, avoiding slurred speech or slurred speech. When you speak clearly, people will naturally pay more attention to what you say. Use a tone of voice that is audible without being too loud, finding the perfect balance for each environment. Practice this skill at home by reading out loud or talking to family members. Record yourself speaking and listen to it later, identifying areas for improvement. Over time, this way of speaking will become natural, and you will notice how people will begin to value your words more. The benefits are immense. You convey more authority, people trust what you say more, and your presence becomes much more prominent. In addition, speaking slowly helps you think better before responding, avoiding misunderstandings and strengthening your image as a balanced and prosperous person. Tip 5. Well-founded general knowledge. One of the most striking characteristics of people who give off an impression of prosperity is their ability to talk about a variety of subjects with authority and genuine interest. They don't need to be experts in everything, but they have a natural curiosity about the world and a basic knowledge that allows them to participate in a variety of conversations. The problem is that many people limit themselves to the topics of their immediate circle: work, family, and a few hobbies. When they find themselves in different social situations, they don't know what to talk about, or just listen, missing out on opportunities to create interesting connections and show off their natural intelligence. Successful people cultivate a habit of regularly informing themselves about different topics. They read, watch documentaries, ask interesting questions, and are always learning something new. It's not about memorizing information, but about developing a curious and well-informed mind. Start by spending just 15 minutes a day learning about topics that go beyond your immediate world. Read important news, watch educational videos, and listen to programs that discuss a variety of topics. Develop your own opinions on different topics, always respecting other perspectives. When you are well-informed, conversations flow naturally. You can contribute intelligently, ask pertinent questions, and demonstrate that you are an interesting and well-rounded person. This creates a very positive impression and makes others see you as someone who is intellectually thriving. The result is that you become more interesting company. People seek your opinion on different topics, and you develop more confidence to participate in conversations in any social or professional setting. Tip 6. Impeccable time management. People who exude prosperity have a very special relationship with time. They understand that punctuality and organization are direct reflections of the respect they have for themselves and others, and this manifests itself in all aspects of their daily lives. The biggest problem I see is people who are always rushing around, arriving late, appearing disorganized, and constantly making excuses. This gives the impression of someone who has no control over their own life, even if they are very competent in other areas. Transformation begins with simple but consistent planning. Successful people don't leave things to the last minute. They calculate the time needed for each activity and always include a margin of safety. If they need to be somewhere at 2 p.m., they leave home with enough time to arrive at 10 km. Get into the habit of preparing your things the night before. Lay out your clothes, organize your documents, and have a morning routine that isn't rushed. When you leave the house feeling calm and prepared, it reflects on your energy and how people perceive you. Use simple organizational tools, such as a physical or digital planner, to help you remember important appointments. Set clear priorities for your day and learn to say no to activities that don't add value to your life. When you are in control of your time, people automatically see you as someone who is reliable and organized. This leads to more professional opportunities, stronger relationships, and an internal sense of control that is reflected in your presence and confidence. Tip 7. Well-coordinated outfits, regardless of price. The seventh characteristic of people who naturally give off an impression of prosperity is the way they dress. It's not about wearing expensive brands or following every fashion trend, but about understanding the basic principles of coordination and choosing pieces that really work well together. The most common mistake is to think that expensive clothing automatically means elegance. I've seen people wearing expensive pieces that look completely out of place or don't match well, while others can achieve incredible looks with simple but well-designed clothes. The difference lies in the knowledge and attention to detail. Prosperous people understand that less is more. They prefer to have a few quality pieces that can be combined with each other, creating a versatile wardrobe where everything works well together. They know the colors that best suit them and invest in well-cut basic pieces that serve as the basis for different combinations. Start by identifying the colors that best suit your skin tone and hair. Build your wardrobe around a harmonious palette where all the pieces work together. Invest in quality basics, well-cut pants, shirts or blouses in neutral colors, and a few versatile accessories. Learn to take good care of your clothes, wash them properly, iron them when necessary, and store them properly. A simple but well-cared-for garment will always look more expensive than an expensive piece that is poorly maintained. When you master this art, your look will naturally become more sophisticated. People will notice that you have good taste and care about your appearance, which will convey an image of prosperity and personal care that goes far beyond the value of the clothes you are wearing. Tip 8. Emotional control in difficult situations. The last and perhaps most important characteristic of people who exude true prosperity is their ability to maintain emotional balance even in challenging situations. They do not lose control easily, They do not create unnecessary drama, and they are able to solve problems calmly and rationally. The problem is that many people get carried away by the emotions of the moment, reacting impulsively to frustrations, criticism, or setbacks. This creates an image of instability and immaturity that drives away opportunities and harms important relationships. Successful people have developed the ability to pause between stimulus and response. When something bothers them, they don't react immediately. They take a deep breath, assess the situation calmly, and consciously choose how to respond in the most appropriate and productive way. To develop this ability, practice the technique of conscious pause. When you feel yourself getting upset, count to 5 in your mind before responding. Use this time to take a deep breath and think about the best way to deal with the situation. Learn to see problems as opportunities for growth rather than personal threats. Develop a broader perspective on situations, understanding that most problems have a solution and that your reaction makes all the difference in the final result. Before continuing with the conclusion, I want to tell you about something special that I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It is a complete guide with secrets of elegance and prosperity that completely transform my presence and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. When you develop emotional control, people naturally trust you more, see you as a mature and balanced person, and seek your company and advice. This opens professional doors, strengthens personal relationships, and creates a solid reputation as a trustworthy and successful person. We've reached the end of another video, and I hope these 8 tips have shown you that creating an impression of prosperity has nothing to do with money, but rather with attitudes, habits, and a conscious way of presenting yourself to the world. Each of these characteristics can be developed by anyone, regardless of their current financial situation. Remember, true prosperity starts from the inside out. When you work on your posture, your personal care, your way of speaking and relating to others, you are building a solid foundation that will accompany you in all areas of your life. These changes don't happen overnight, but each small step you take in this direction will generate visible results. Start applying at least one of these tips today. Choose the one that caught your attention the most and make it a daily habit. Over time, incorporate the others until they all become a natural part of your personality. You will be surprised at the positive changes that will begin to happen in your life. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that can transform your life. And now I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 tips will you start applying first? Tell me in the comments, and let's create a chain of prosperous and successful people. See you in the next video.